Donald Trump is like that Rodney Dangerfield character in the movie Caddyshack, the elite's Sneer.
Who is that disgusting man over there?
Why, the man is uncouth.
Think of Donald Trump's personal qualities: the bullying, the greed, the showing off, the misogyny, the absurd third-grade theatrics.
Hey, this is my guest, Mr. Wang. No offense. Oh, can you me have a half a dozen of those Vulcan D10s and set my friend up here with the whole schmear? You know, clubs, bags, shoes, gloves, shirt, pants. Hey, orange balls. I'll have a box of those. Give me a box of those naked lady tees and give me 2 of those. Give me 6 of those. Oh, this is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
Oh, behind his back, they sneer, they mock. Why? He tells bawdy jokes. He's loud. He wears loud plaid pants. He brags about how much money he has. He brags about his golf game. And then when all is said and done, they quietly approach him in the locker room and ask him to write a check for their favorite charity.
I'll tell you, this steak still has marks where the jockey was hitting it.
Why, the man is absolutely, positively a vulgarian.
Now, Donald Trump tells us that he is very, very smart.
So I tell you, when Mona died last winter, I said to myself, Al, if you keep busting your hump 16, 20 hours a day, you'll end up with a $60 million funeral, you know? Hey, Doll, can you scare up another round for our table over here and tell the cook this is low-grade dog food, all right?
President Trump, you see, defies the traditional norms of civility.
And his personal qualities would mean that America would cease to be a shining city on a hill.
Isn't that right, sir? The graveyard is 2 blocks to the left, okay?
How dare Trump brag about his wealth?
Here's the good news. I'm very rich. I don't need anybody's money. It's nice. I'm really rich.
I'm the most successful person ever to run.
Fortunately, I'm very rich. So I have a total net worth, and now with the increase, it'll be well over $10 billion. I'm not doing that to brag, because you know what? I don't have to brag. I don't have to, believe it or not.
Well, anyway, today I just stick to real estate, you know? With the market these days, if you own anything but land, you own a popcorn farm.
Oh, and he's not even that good a golfer.
Horrible.
Worse than horrible, he cheats.
Mike Tirico, where he kicked his ball in the bunker because Tirico wasn't looking. Mike Dunleavy, the coach, he was playing on his side, said they're not looking, and he kicked Dunleavy's ball further up on the green. And Dunleavy went and said, I can't do that. But the worst to me is he tried to cheat Tiger Woods. He's playing Tiger Woods and Dustin Johnson versus him and Brad Faxon. And they're over here, and Faxon and Trump are over here, and he fats it into the water. He says, throw me another one. They didn't see. And Faxon's like, okay. And he throws him another one, hits that one in the water. They don't see that. He drives up quickly, drops, hits on. Tiger says, what are you putting for, Mr. President? He says, 4.
4!
That's a fine shot.
Oh! I should have yelled 2.
Why don't we walk this off, sir?
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Yet somehow, President Trump seems to find golf partners even though he supposedly cheats. Maybe, just maybe, they like hanging out with the guy.
He wouldn't be afraid to show his feminine side, if he had one. His mother has a tattoo that reads, Son. At museums, he's allowed to touch the art. He is the most interesting man in the world.
When I announce they are going to endorse me, because if I lose, should I lose, or if I don't run, they're out of business. Who's going to cover? They're going to cover Bernie? Hey, they're going to cover, like, Sleepy Joe Biden? They're going to cover Pocahontas?
And like Rodney Dangerfield, the man gets no respect.
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding? No respect at all.
None?
Yeah, that is as nuts as you think it is. Like, there might be lawyer speak that makes this sound more normal, but that is cray-cray.
I mean, I don't get no respect from anyone. Well, last week my house was on fire. My wife told the kids, be quiet, you wake up daddy.
This is exactly how they perceive President Trump and his supporters. Cray-cray, knuckle-dragging troglodytes.
And look, he also knows deep in his heart that Donald Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane next to it. He knows that this is, an administration defined by ignorance of the world. And so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience, the credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump, that wants to think that Donald Trump's a smart one and y'all elitists are dumb.
You elitists with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though
your math and your reading.
Yeah, you're reading, your geography, knowing other countries, sipping your latte.
All those lines on the map.
Only them elitists know where Ukraine is. Sorry, I apologize.
But by the way, oh my God!
But you know what? But it was Rick's fault. I blame Rick. But in all honesty,
blame
you know what
Rick.
NPR should
Why
do?
not? Sorry, hold on. Wait.
Can I tell you
give
what?
me a second. Hold on. Sorry. That was good. Sorry, Rick. That was a good one. I needed that. Okay, so listen.
But who's really laughing at whom?
Oh, this your wife? Oh, a lovely lady. Hey, baby, you're all right. You must have been something before electricity, huh? Okay. Hey, doll, how are you, huh? You live alone? Hey, Rabbi, nice seeing you. Okay, you're all right. Folks, how are you, huh? Oh, this your grandson, huh? Oh, wonderful boy. Nice boy, you're right. He's a good boy, okay. And now I know why tigers eat their young,
I think Jeb is a nice person. He's very low energy. I'm not used to that kind of a person. And then I see Rick Perry the other day, and he's so, he's doing very poorly in the polls. He put glasses on so people will think he's smart. And it just doesn't work. People can see through the glasses. You have this guy, Lindsey Graham, a total lightweight. Here's a guy, in the private sector, he couldn't get a job, believe me. Couldn't get a job. He couldn't do what you people did. You're all retired as hell and rich, okay? He wouldn't be rich. He'd be poor.
No love even on the economy?
Look, to see that rally, I mean, that's a gung-ho rally.
Wonderful.
Why does Donald Trump, our president, why doesn't he get any credit? And I mean, why isn't the media covering it? Nowhere in the New York Times, on the front page at least, is there any mention of what's going on.
Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, who backed Hillary in the 2016 election, even he gives Trump a little credit.
Do you congratulate the president on that number? Was he right to take a sort of victory lap after it was announced?
Presidents get a lot of credit, a lot of blame for things they didn't do, but the president has done things which accelerated growth. So competitive taxes, we needed competitive taxes. And the way the American public should think about it, for 20 years, we've been increasingly uncompetitive, driving capital and brains overseas. Regulatory reform, and I'm not talking about a big bank, I'm talking about small business. If you sat down and you do it one day with small businesses, they'll tell you about the crippling bureaucratic paperwork, litigation, that we've had less small business formation in America than in any other recovery. So, yeah, this has accelerated the growth. We had 20% over 10 years. It should have been 40. The reason it wasn't 40 was because a lot of things that we did hurt ourselves. So I'm hoping we continue to have policies that accelerate growth.
I tell you, sometimes I can't take it no more. I mean, I don't get no respect at all. Every time I get in an elevator, the operator says the same thing to me. Basement?
How about when he authorized the successful strike that took out Qasem Soleimani, the terror leader? Any love for that?
What I think is going on here, frankly, is that this action was taken more in President Trump's self-interest rather than our national interest.
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding? No respect at all.
I mean, even Barack Obama's former Homeland Security Secretary, Jay Johnson, said that the strike was appropriate and legal.
Jay, before you were Homeland Security Secretary, you were counselor at the Defense Department. So, Explain for viewers, why does Mike Pompeo keep saying terrorists? There is a legal reason he keeps saying the word terrorist, isn't it?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
If you believe everything that our government is saying about General Soleimani, he was a lawful military objective. And the president, under his constitutional authority as commander-in-chief, had ample domestic legal authority to take him out.
So Trump is a rube, a tasteless vulgarian who gets no respect. That is, until they need something.
Let me tell you something about this. All these people in here with their rocks and their furs, they get robbed, they get raped. I'm all of a sudden their daddy. See, come the wet-ass hour, I'm everybody's daddy.
Now, do you know Club for Growth? It's a limited government nonprofit organization that did not support President Trump in 2016.
But when the voters really understand his record, that he's a liberal on tax increases, federal government health care, using eminent domain to take people's houses and give it to developers, they turn away from Trump and look for somebody else.
But when they needed something...
Do you ever hear this? Club for Growth? Who's more about growth than me? So this guy comes up, Club for Growth. Like, I never even heard of it. Club for Growth. Sounds good. I mean, I'm all about growth. So I figured, how bad can this be? And my people said, oh, you should see Club for Growth. You know, they came out viciously against Huckabee, and they came out viciously against a couple of people. I figured, okay, look, you know, I'm all about it. So let's come up. He's up in my office for a half hour. And then he writes me a letter right after that. And he goes, Mr. Trump, we would like $1 million. I said, $1 million? I don't even know the guy. You know, I don't want to be stupid about this, right? He'd like $1 million. So I said, $1 million? That's a lot of money. You know, I would say even by your standards, David, right? Citizens United. I've given you probably over the years less than $1 million, and he's been working the phones hard with Trump, right? So the guy leaves my office. I don't even know his name, and he wants $1 million. So I sort of let him know through my people that, like, you must be kidding. How about like 5,000? Is 5,000 okay? Anyway, let's put it this way. We gave him the impression that the $1 million wasn't forthcoming, and certainly not very quickly. He came out against me running for president viciously.
And Mitt Romney, the guy that savagely attacked President Trump during the campaign, groveled to become his Secretary of State.
It's not easy winning. I know that myself. He did something I tried to do and was unsuccessful in accomplishing. He won the general election. And he continues with a message of inclusion and bringing people together.
Romney's remarks a sharp contrast to their bitter rivalry on the campaign trail. The ongoing Secretary of State search coming as sources tell CNN Trump is expected to roll out his economic team today.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Why would anybody grovel to become Secretary of State? Let me put it to you this way. How many secretaries of agriculture can you name? Capiche?
I'm waiting!
And finally, now that Trump has been impeached, and as Nancy Pelosi says, he will be impeached forever, maybe, just maybe now we can start getting along?
You have worn out your welcome at Bushwood, sir.
Is that so? Who made you pope at his dump, huh?
Bushwood? A dump? Well, I'll guarantee you'll never be a member here.
Member? Are you kidding? You think I'd join his crummy snobatorium? But his whole place sucks. That's right, it sucks. Only reason I'm here is maybe I'll buy it.
Buy Bushwood? You bastard!
Or not. I'm Larry Elder, and this has been The Larry Elder Show. I'll see you next time.